Hey guys, happy Motivational Monday. I'm Sami Womack from A Sunny Side Up Life, and I'm coming to you guys today from a recorded video instead of a live video because my internet was being super spotty and not cooperating, and I didn't want to skip today's video because I have a really great message that I wanted to share with you guys, and I wanted to talk about why you should invest in yourself. So, I know that it's really hard when we're on this journey and we're trying to pinch every single penny that we can. And a lot of times our fun money or our self-care money or whatever you want to call it is one of the first things that goes. And rightfully so, I think, a lot of times a lot of us are overspending because we're spending too much on frivolous things. And I was exactly the same way. But I don't want you guys to completely quit investing in yourselves even when you're on this journey. Actually, I want you to invest in yourself because you are on this journey. And this is something that just kind of recently clicked for me, that I realized that I had been doing it, and I had realized that the times that I was spending the money and spending the time to invest in myself were the periods that I actually felt better. Like the couple of weeks or couple of months, that little area of time is when I was feeling better on this journey and feeling a lot more positive and feeling like I could see the bigger picture and not having that tunnel vision of like, just get through it. Was actually the times that I was enjoying this journey the most. So I kind of wanted to share that with you guys. So the reason why we want to invest in ourselves because we're on this journey is because if you've been on this journey for more than 5 minutes, you've already figured out that a debt-free journey or a budgeting journey, a journey to financial freedom, whatever you call it, is about so much more than just money. It's actually mostly about personal growth, and it starts to spill over into every aspect of your life. Like, I know a lot of people will get super intentional with their food, and so that spills over into being more intentional about what you eat, which is actually more about your health. And a lot of people will start reading books because, they want to learn more about money. Well, they start picking up in those finance books a lot of personal development stuff, a lot of mindset things, and people start selling things to make more money. So then your house isn't as cluttered, and it's just this ripple effect of this journey is about so much more than just money. It is about changing your life. This is not a quick fix. This is about legitimate change. This is about long-term success. And that cannot be possible without investing in yourself a little bit as you go throughout this journey. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've done and kind of give you some examples of some things I've done to invest in myself throughout this journey. So I've talked to you guys a lot about our rock bottom year, like the worst year, the hardest year, I should say. Hardest year, not worst year. Even the hardest year was still a good year of our marriage. But the hardest year of our marriage, we were literally living with our bank account in negative numbers for like two to 4 days before payday. I mean, really, really survival mode, okay? And one of the things that I didn't really realize at the time that I was truly investing in myself, one of the things I bought that year was my good friend Ali Casaza's decluttering course. A lot of you have probably heard of it. And I bought that course way, way back 4 years ago or so. It was actually one of the very first things that I spent money on that I can still see the lasting effects in my life right now. And that was my very first step of beginning an intentional life. And so I started decluttering my house. And just like I said, it was a ripple effect of I could sell some of this stuff. And yeah, I could actually kind of use the money and let's be intentional with that money. And now I had all this free time because I wasn't cleaning my house all the time. And it just ripple effect. And it was amazing. And I didn't realize in that moment that I was really investing in the long-term legitimate success of my life and the intentionality of my life. And that was so, so, so vital to where I am right now. That was actually the first step. I didn't know it at the time though. Okay, and as we grew, I got on this really, really strict budget. And, there was every single dollar was accounted for. There was not a, there was no extra money for a very long time. But what I would do, you guys, is I would buy like discounted flowers, like manager special flowers at Kroger, and they would be like $2 or $3. And I would spend my grocery money on those. I would clip so many coupons and shop the sales and do all the things, and I would save our family so much money. And so I would throw in those flowers, you guys, and those flowers got me through some of the hardest days. I would be in my kitchen and I would be like prepping all this food, and I am not a cook by far. If you know me, you know I am not a cook. Hate cooking. And so eating at home was a huge challenge for me. So I'd be in my kitchen, I'd be tired, I'd be prepping these meals, and I would look at those flowers and I'm like, you're okay. You are okay. You are going to get through this week. And I would tell myself that over and over and over, and all these affirmations and these things that, help us get through it. And those flowers got me through $2 or $3, a week, every other week or so. And it got me through, and that was an investment in myself. It doesn't have to be a huge investment, you guys. So some of the other things I did was I started reading a lot more, and books are not that expensive. Like, you can buy used books on Amazon. You can get books at thrift stores, garage sales. You can go to the library. Spending that time and sometimes a little bit of money on a book was a huge investment. And these books that I read during those times were books that I can still remember and are still having a lasting effect on my life. So remember that we're focusing on the long term here. And even if you spend like $5 on a book, you're investing in yourself. So I think it's really vital to find that in your budget. And a lot of times, even in the tightest time of our budget, we're still budgeting in a little bit of fun money, okay? Because it's good for our sanity. We're still budgeting a little bit of money to go to a restaurant. Maybe not every single week, but most of the time we do. So I would challenge you, if you're budgeting in some fun money or some restaurant money, sneak $5 or $10 out of it and invest in yourself. You, like 3 or 4 years from now, when you look back, you're going to remember that book you read, or that course you signed up for, or those fresh flowers that you bought for yourself, whatever it is. Those things are going to be so important. So, this is what I did as we went on in our journey. About 2 summers ago, I decided to invest some money and invest money in myself and start working out, which led to eating healthier, which added to, a little bit added to our grocery budget. We started working in like some organic meat and like some things like that bumped our budget up a little bit. But it had a ripple effect in the rest of my life, and I took that as an investment in my long-term success. I started reading more books, and then that time in my life ultimately is what led me to starting my website, starting my whole business, which got me to where I am right now talking to you guys. If I wouldn't have done that, this literally would not exist right now, because I was in such a good headspace. I felt so great. And so that gave me like the confidence and the motivation to start my business, which is obviously I'm so thankful for. And then last summer, which I can see all of this looking back now. I didn't realize all of it in the moment. Last summer, I took the plunge and bought the Power Sheets by the Cultivate What Matters team. And as you guys know, a lot of you own them as well. They're not super cheap. And I'm so frugal that spending like $50 on myself was really, really hard. And then I bought my markers, my little markers that you guys have probably seen in all my pictures. They're not super cheap either. I spent like $9 on a pack of markers. That is way out of my comfort zone, you guys. But these Power Sheets and these markers have literally changed my entire life. And if I would not have invested that money in myself, I wouldn't be reading the Bible in chronological order right now, which is one of my daily goals that my Power Sheets are helping me do. Also, during that time, I invested in like some new journals. I invested in a new Bible because I was feeling really unmotivated in my old Bible and I wasn't reading it. So I invested in a new one that made me feel more motivated. I invested again in more and more books. I invested money in my business, and I've continued to invest money in my business, which is ultimately investing money in myself because it makes me so happy and so fulfilled. Recently, I just joined this really amazing business academy, which is basically a course. It's a huge course that is pretty expensive and way out of my comfort zone, but I know that this is going to be an investment in not only my business, but also myself and in you guys, because I'm going to be able to serve you guys so much better. So I'm pushing myself a little out of my comfort zone and investing in myself because I know I'm going to see that long-term effect. I'm going to see that ripple effect in the rest of my life and ultimately in your guys' life too. So it's totally worth it to me to be out of my comfort zone a little bit and invest in myself. I think that a lot of us know that every successful person does this. There's like a quote about how many books a year the average millionaire reads and things like this. And a lot of successful people, spend money on their healthy food because they want to feel great. They go to the gym, they work out, they do all these things to invest in themselves. Successful people see the value in investing in themselves. And I want you guys to see that as well. But I really think, I was kind of reflecting on this the other day, and I think that the hardest part of all of this is honestly believing that we are worth that investment. And that was something for me that was really hard, especially as a mom. We usually push our wants and our needs to the wayside. And I'm not saying go out and spend like $1,000 on a brand new wardrobe. I'm talking like, modest investments, things that are actually in your budget, things that you can legitimately afford. But I think that it's really hard to feel worthy. So I think that what we have to do to push past this is have the courage to believe in ourselves and have the courage to feel like we're worth it. We're worth it to maybe spend a little bit of money on ourselves, on our long-term growth, or spend a little bit of time on ourselves. Because, when we invest in a book or a course or anything else like that, we're also investing our time. So do you value yourself enough to not only invest your money, but invest your time and invest your mind in these things that are going to help you grow in the long term? So I want you to think about that. That's something that's really just been on my mind as I've invested in this pretty expensive course that's out of my comfort zone a little bit. I've really been thinking about why is it out of my comfort zone? Why do I not feel worthy of doing this for myself and for my business? So I want you guys to think about that if you've been feeling this way as well. So think about that. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Shoot me an email if you don't feel like publicly saying that in the comments. Also, if you like this video, you guys, please hit the like button. Leave me some comments. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I'm working really hard to grow my YouTube channel and make it a big part of my business, so I would love your guys' support. Also, sharing the video with your friends and family is so appreciated. I love you guys so much. If you guys are interested in any of my products and investing in yourself in this way in your budget, I would love for you guys to join me in my course. The links are below as always, and I would love for you guys to join me and let me know if you have any questions about any of the products or anything like that. So remember, this is about long-term success. This isn't a quick fix, okay, you guys? So I'm gonna go. I will talk to you guys next week, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.